Welcome to the NIOS studio. In this video, we will discuss food preservation. Lesson 4. Let us first learn new words. Preservation, spoilage, hygiene, shelf life, microorganism, non-perishable, insects, rodents, freezing. Let us now understand the word food preservation. Food preservation is a form of processing of food to prevent it from spoilage and making it possible to store in a fit condition for future use. Also, you can say food preservation is a method of prevention of decay or spoilage of food by avoiding contamination by microorganism or inhibiting enzymatic or chemical reactions. Let us now understand the importance of food preservation. To increase the shelf life, to add variety to our meals, to take care of the excess produce, increases the food supply. Preserved food items can be sent to places where they are not grown. Makes transportation and storage of food easier. It decreases the wastage of food. It decreases the dietary inadequacies. Now let's understand few principles of food preservation. First is killing the microorganisms. Preventing or delaying the action of microorganisms. Stopping the action of enzymes. You can see in the picture, exposing the food to high temperature for different time will kill the bacteria. Example, boiling, pasteurization, sterilization, and canning. Also, in the second picture you can see exposing the food to very low temperature is also an example of preservation by cold atmosphere or refrigeration or deep freezing. These methods are used for killing the microorganisms. The second point is preventing or delaying the action of microorganisms. By providing a protective covering, food packed in polythene bags and aluminum foils, by lowering the temperature, frozen foods can be kept. By raising the temperature, like heating the food, you can see in the picture, by adding chemicals, food preservatives, example sodium benzoate. You can see in the picture squash, liquids. Stopping the actions of enzymes. By giving a mild heat treatment known as blanching. Blanching is a method of food preservation. In blanching, vegetables are dipped in hot water or exposed to steam for a few minutes only. Now we will talk about methods of food preservation so that we can keep the food for a longer time. Household methods of food preservations are, like you can see in the diagram, the first one is drying, the second is pickling, the third is making jams, jellies, murabbas, the fourth is bottling squashes, and the fifth is freezing. Dehydration usually implies the use of controlled condition of heating with the forced circulation of air. It means the removal of water. The first method of food preservation was drying. We use dehydration for drying. Reduced moisture content of the food controls the growth of microorganisms, and then the food product is preserved and can be kept for a longer duration. Now let's understand the advantage of dehydration. Due to dehydration, the weight is reduced. Like dried foods are more easily transported and stored. The second method of food preservation was pickling. Pickling can be done with salts, spices, and or oil. Salt and spices added to the pickle draw out the water from the foodstuff, thus preventing the growth of microorganisms. Through this diagram, let's understand the process of preparing a pickle. First, we wash the vegetable or fruit. Second step is we dry them thoroughly. Third is we cut them into slices on a clean board. Fourth step is mix with salt and spices. The fifth step is place in a dry, sterilized container. The sixth step is cover with salt and or oil. Seventh and the last is we close with a tight fitting lid and store. The next method of food preservation is making jams, jellies, murabbas. You can see in the picture, jams are made by boiling the fleshy pulp of the fruit with a sufficient quantity of sugar to a thick mixture. Murabbas are made by boiling the fruit in sugar solution till they become soft. Now let's understand how we make jellies. Fruit is boiled with or without water and strained. Then strained juice extracts containing pectin and acid is mixed with sugar. You can check the pectin. Mixture is boiled to a stage at which it will set to a clear jelly-like substance. The next step of food preservation is bottling of squashes. For preparing squash, fruit juice is mixed with sugar syrup. The quantity of sugar depends on the quantity of fruit juice. Few of the examples you can see in the picture. Squashes with lemon, orange, mango, etc. Now, few points to remember. Sterilization of bottles is important. For preserving any product, it is essential that bottles should be properly sterilized. Freezing. Let's understand freezing. Freezing fruits and vegetables in season can be of great benefit as they can be available when they are not in season. Example is freezing of peas. The storage period varies with food and storage temperature. A temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, a temperature of minus 18 degrees Celsius is recommended for storage of frozen foods. You can see the picture of food spoilage. Now let's understand the causes and hazards. What is food spoilage? It occurs when quality of food is damaged, hence it becomes unfit for human consumption. The causes is improper storage. Food is spoiled by microorganisms, enzymes, insects, and rodents. Microorganisms. They are tiny living creatures which are present everywhere all the time and cannot be seen with naked eyes. Some microorganisms are useful. Example, curd making microorganism. Some other microorganisms are harmful, which spoil the food and make it unfit for consumption. Microorganisms may be in any of these forms. It can be in the form of mold. It can be in the form of bacteria. Or it can be in the form of yeast. Now let's understand how are they useful and how are they harmful. You can see and understand through the picture also. They are useful, like bacteria help in curd formation. And yeast helps in preparation of idli, dhokla, dosa, bread, etc. And it is harmful when molds grow on tomatoes, bread and cooked dal, etc., which are not stored properly. They settle on the outer layer of food and produce certain chemicals, leading to spoilage of food. Besides these, heat, moisture, and air helps in spreading up the growth of microorganisms, which spoils the food. Enzymes. Enzymes are chemicals which are already present in foods and help in the ripening of foodstuffs. It brings changes like color, texture, and flavor. The color gets changed in mango. From green, it converted into yellow or brown. Texture, it changes from hard too firm to soft. And flavor, it changes from sweet to offensive. You can see in the picture how insects and rodents spoil the food. Insects and rodents like rat, squirrel, etc. spoil the food by eating as well as by their excreta. Food then is not fit for human consumption, and if consumed, it could lead to health hazards like nausea, vomiting, stomachache, and diarrhea. I hope you must have understood the lesson, food preservation. You must study yourself again and practice learning from the book too. Work hard and study well. Thank you.